Lady of the moon. I feel the moon energy. We just coming out of that full moon energy. That's right. So that makes a lot of sense why I'm feeling so moon-like. And I wanted to do another video. I was doing a video for my membership group. And if you want to join the membership group where we go deeper, it's the link is in the description box. And you should check it out. It won't cost anything to look. And it's free to cancel anytime. So I was having I believe, a great conversation about kind of hibernation time and how even though I am in Ghana and in West Africa and we're in our dry season, which is the hot season, I still feel that need to hibernate. And at first I thought it was because my body is still maybe some way that my body is much more, maybe I don't want to say acclimated to, but used to the seasonal shifts and changes of the U.S. I used to think that for the time I've been here. Almost been in Ghana for 6 years, but now I don't think that. I think that all times, all places have hibernation time. I think just like there are seasons that we can look on a calendar and map and say this is the season, it's April, or we're going into spring, or it's January, it's winter. There's also seasons of our lives, right? Times in our lives where this was that season, a season of contemplation, a season of celebration, a season of death and dying, a season of life and resurrection. You know, there's seasons, right? There's a lot of seasons. And I think that each one is necessary. That no matter where we go, no matter what we do, no matter who we do it with, a lot of that actually is going to be done alone too. And that you'll never be able to escape it. It's almost like you won't have to do a constant, like, uprooting of your life in such like a terrible way in order to go into a tower moment where you can actually bring about great change. That if we were to follow the seasons of life, the seasons of time, understanding that there's really not that many seasons. It's some categories, no matter what part of the hemisphere you're on, that you're going to have to adhere to, particularly as a self-realized spiritual person. And there's going to be a season of hibernation. No matter what the calendar says, no matter where you are in the world, there is a time to get still. There is a time to be quiet. The best hibernations are the ones that you don't resist. The best hibernations are the ones you do not resist. Those are the ones you enjoy the most. Those are the ones that you realize it's a gift from the Creator to allow you to have this time in order to listen closely and clearly. Because there will be a breakout time, especially in the year of the horse as we're in now. There will be a breakout time. There will be a wildness and a sense of freedom and a running, But it's not that time now. I don't feel it. I feel like energetically on the planet that our best line of defense to maybe some of the things that are occurring in the world. And don't forget, like, we look at political things as immediate emergencies, and they are, they in their own way, right? But everything that's happening in the political arena is happening on a earthly, environmental arena. We got to do better with the earth. We got to do better with our connection to it. We're ignoring her. When we don't go with the season, when we force ourselves to work and push ourselves to go to a job and it's 11 feet of snow, or 11 inches maybe, a foot of snow or more, it's unnatural. It's the weather that's telling us how we're supposed to feel, how we're supposed to behave, how we're supposed to react. When it's 115 degrees, or it feels like that, it's telling us that we're not bigger than that. We're not mightier than that. We're not stronger than that. That is our snow. That is our time to be still, to go within, to sit under air, to drink cool drinks. It's like there's wonderful things about the World Wide Web and being so global. But if information is dispersed, I'll say dispensed, it could be too, it's not going to fit all sizes. Sometimes in the winter, in the summertime here, or dry season, you have to drink cooler drinks. But if it's cold, you have to drink warmer drinks. So to say this type of temperature food or water is not good to everyone, it's according to where you are. And I think the only way that we know where we are is if we, as individuals, sit with ourselves. Because all hibernation time is about knowing what your next step is. We are absolutely a collective, but we're also individuals in the collective. And if each of us don't get our minds right, our bodies right, and our spirits right, then as we come together a collective, there will be disharmony, there will be disarray, there will be disengagement. As much as we want everybody to come together, people won't. I feel like we sit still so that we know that everything we let go of, we should let go of even more. We should never return back to it. I think that God says like this thing with the new year. It's like, well, the old year was about releasing. And so you really think you released everything already? No, it's impossible. And even if you released a lot, or you still need to release more. But it looks different from 2025 to 2026. The releasing now is the stillness. It's almost like you're allowing the divine. Before you did the grunt work, we always talk about the co-creation. Before you did the grunt work, you had to forcibly remove yourself from people, places, and things. But there's a co-creation. So now you moved into the 1 year, even though it's independence, almost of a standing alone, you're never ever alone. You have the divine with you. And when you're more in tune with yourself, you even more have the divine with you. It's not that it's not more, it's not that it's more, it's that you're more aware. That's all. So in this time, you have to sit still because the divine's time is in the house. Thank you for the love. The divine's time is like, okay, you did a lot, and I'm just so appreciative. You worked on the mind body, you monitored your thoughts, you thought before you spoke, you changed directions. Now, can I help? Now, this is what Spirit is asking for us. This is why we're in hibernation. We're supposed to hibernate. We're supposed to be still. And this is why. And Spirit's like, because I got a lot to do. And all I need you to do is eat well, drink well, sleep well, and think well. That's it. That's it. And I got the rest of this. Now, I could give you a little, a little under the weatherness. I can give you a little dis-ease. I can give you a little illness. If that spirit is like, I don't know why we got to keep going through this. We go through this because we fight with what is not. We're not very zen. I was sharing with my master group, my membership group that I remember when I was growing up in the States and specifically living in the Bay Area, and I had access to the library. And I would go to the library like a person would go, I guess, to work, to your job. You showed up every day at a certain time and stayed for hours and then left. And I would be in the section had a few names of the section of the library. It was either called self-help, metaphysics, or the occult. These are the things I remembered. Then it would be like if you go around and out of those, it'd be into psychology, but it was still the spiritual, And I would go through like different facets of modalities of spirituality, whether it was feng shui, I would study. I was just delving and ingesting, like I was loving it, Then it would be numerology, it would be near-death experiences, it would be life after death was on the other side. And I mean, when I'm saying these sections, I call them sections, my mind's seeing it in the library. I would read every single book. I'm not even lying to you. Every single book. Aromatherapy, feng shui was big, all of them. Like I said, numerology, astrology, every book, Some stuff I retained, some things not as much, some things I retained and forgot about it. They come up when I need it. And I remember I said Buddhism, and then there was Zen Buddhism. I was like, wow, I'm not getting this. Like, it's hard. It was a hard concept. I don't know, but I remember the one thing. I think they called them, like, they had like these little riddles, and they were kind of like likened to proverbs. And I think it was spelled Koan. I just call them koans, but I know probably not the way I'm probably not pronouncing it right. And I remember that every one of the Zen books would it was like this famous kind of start to Zen. And it would ask this question, what is Zen? And I shared this with y'all in the past. And Zen is, when I'm hungry, I eat. When I'm tired, I sleep. When I'm thirsty, I drink. And I don't know. When I read that, I couldn't understand all the rest of the Zen stuff, because some of it was very heady, but I got that right away. It was like living in harmony with all that is. That there is a balance in the world, and there's also a time to help to create a balance in the world. And that anytime we go against what we're supposed to be doing, according to, thank you for the love, according to the weather, the season, the location, the time, that we would create this harmony within ourselves. Even dis-eases, disarray, dissension, And I noticed that, Thank you for so much for the love. And I noticed it in my life a lot, y'all. Like, it's like I'm in hibernation, just like many of you, right? It's unfortunate that we live so far away from, I'm going to say the earth. When I say the earth, I want to make that clear too. And keep the love coming, please. I love it. I appreciate it. When I say the earth, I'm talking about the natural ways of life that is integrated into nature. So there's the tides and the moon are connected, right? There's a time to actually sow and a time to actually reap. This is real farm talk. There's a time to water the plants. There's a time that you do not water the plants. But why do we as humans go against all of it? Or we think we're an exception to it? It's January in the U.S. and it's cold in a lot of places, but yet we're supposed to plow through. We're supposed to still go to work, even though traffic and there's ice on the road. That's so dangerous. We're supposed to get up the same time and go to sleep the same time, when the time itself, when we get out of work, it's 5 p.m. and it's dark outside. We're supposed to be inside and let whatever nighttime creatures have their time. This heat, the harmattan and the dry season, clearly it's too hot for human beings to really be outside. So actually it's hibernation time. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I was saying to my group that I usually, the 9 years, right? The 9-year cycle. Now it's 9 years. That means everything we were supposed to do, the way we were supposed to do it, we don't judge it. It was good at that time. It was great. We have routines in the 9 years. We have regiments in the 9 years, right? We have patterns in the 9 years. We have relationships. We have thoughts. They're all done, okay? And I said, oh my God, because since I was, like I said, going through my little heat exhaustion, I had to do everything differently. It was like, don't exercise, don't go outside. Basically, just jack up my whole routine. And at first I was like, well, how long is this gonna last? How long do I have to not do this? And of course the body says as long as it lasts. There's no get off that clock where you have 5 days a week of work and your vacation is only 3 days. You got 3 days off and you come back and it's don't matter how you feel, don't matter what comes up. We don't like Zen says, if I'm thirsty at 2 in the morning, then I should drink. Not it's 2 in the morning, I'll just be thirsty and wait till the morning until it's 5 in the morning, and then but at 5 in the morning you're not thirsty. This is what was living in harmony with nature. We knew that we would have more energy when it was time to sow. And we knew we would have different energy when it was time to reap. In the Volta, when it's raining, you got to cut and keep everything, trimmed so that the crops can grow, but the rain is really doing the rest, so you get to do some other things. And the reason why I don't think we're so good at pivoting is because our pivot is learned in an environment that goes against what is natural. We didn't have to learn how to pivot in nature. The weather, the climate, the time dictated it. I remember when I was studying this, I was in a school called Mills College in Oakland, California, and I was majoring in ethnic studies. And we were studying in our Native American study class, and it talked about the salmon, and how important the salmon and how it swam. I think it swam like the Nile in the opposite direction. But it was that time that the natives would go, and I'm using the word that we use here in Ghana and of course in the South, fetch the salmon. Not every time. There was a season for it. And that how the man came and decided that, you know what, we don't have enough water. We're in the desert, and we need Los Angeles to have water. So we're going to redirect the water, which redirects the salmon, which takes away the ability for people to eat that they depended on in nature. The idea that even if we killed an animal, we use every single part of it, understanding that we then became the animal as well. I was really looking at those powwow dances, but I was looking at the regalia, the sacred outfits. I don't think they have the chicken and feather tails on them because they're just thinking they're high fashion. They're actually, the dances is emulating the chicken. It's emulating the rooster. It's emulating the crow. That's oneness. That's who we are. But we don't get a chance to sit down and really say those things. We don't get the chance to sit down and think about that. They don't want us to. I know, we don't want to talk about that, they don't, but. And I just feel like we're going to go through a lot. We're going through a lot. It's like we don't think about the earth. We don't think about, did we get out of order somewhere? Are we ignoring the disservice that we do to the earth? And that the earth will actually create, in the many books by Queen Afua, but she talks about that too, that the diseases that we have is also reflected in earthquakes and tornadoes and these so-called natural disasters. That is our energy that is actually and the earth is responding to the disrespect. I say it before, I say it again, I think until the native peoples of the world that the land was stolen from get their land back, we're all going to be in hell. Because I look at it in Ghana too, right? I mean, cutting down too many trees just to have these little businesses on the road, and I don't say it like it's bad, it's like, it's a bit much. It's like we're getting sick and we're losing contact, and we're whole beings, we're multidimensional. We're not just one way. It's like things needed in a community. It's an understanding of how the earth works and what it produces. It's a way to create energy using natural energy sources. It's a way to fish and farm. It's a way to hunt and gather. It's a way to worship and love. And we just seem like we're so disconnected, which makes us disconnected from ourselves. I think we would have less hospitals and doctors and less psychiatrists and psychologists and less jails and jailers if we knew how to live in harmony with nature, which is also with ourselves. I learned that. When I got to heat social, I was like, wow, you know what? I'm in an environment, I'm walking down a street that has no trees, which means no shade, no oxygen, and even the energy of the tree and the protection, no roots, no earth, asphalt and concrete, and nothing but burning sun. I don't care how black you are, it's going to affect you. And the fact that they push through and that it's normal, it always bothers me coming back to Accra in that way. And I was seeing like the Volta is so beautiful, and now it's like, oh, everybody's investing in the Volta. I swear, I was happy, but I was sad too. Here comes the pollution. The very thing that made the Volta special was the trees and nature. They're going to cut it down. Here comes the electricity built underground or on the sky, and the wires and the pollution and the people who have no respect, the understanding of their connection to nature because they're not being taught. Here comes the destruction. Here comes a land that people already live on, but you say you discovered it. It's the same thing over and over again. I really can't do it anymore. I'm not into all that. But at the same time, I was thinking like, it's an opportunity to create something special. Because we do need better hospitals in places like that. And we do need communities. I think as African Americans, I live really far from Accra, 6 hours. That's a long time with bad infrastructure roads. Makes it longer. We need community, because to be up there by ourselves, there's another thing about community. If it was just you and the trees, I don't think that would be suffice either. You have to have community and friends and neighbors, and which would be your brothers and your sisters. And it's like we got to learn how to live again, learn how to be human, because we don't really know what it is. We think human is separate from earth, but we need it, and it's not. So in my hibernation time, January, even though my January is quite hot, and sometimes people watching your January may be quite cold, we both really need the same thing, hibernation. This is not for me, a cry versus the Volta. There's the Volta, I love those things, but I need community. I need sisterhood, I need brotherhood, I need that community, and that's what I really don't have. Down here, I need some trees, darling, please. So, I'm feeling called, but I don't know where. And I don't even mean that physically, like a physical place. And I probably should say I don't know how, I don't know what that means even to be called anymore. I just know I got bigger fish to fry. Yeah. And, or maybe smaller fish to fry. And I know that this time, I'm feeling January, February, March, that's what I'm feeling. It will be time to be the horse and run free. But for now, I believe this for all of us, that if you're resting, I wish everybody could rest. I know some of you are like, girl, please, I wish I could be resting. I wish I could be sitting down. But then keep wishing, because that's good, because your wish is my command, says the universe. And wish in a more positive way. Want it. But do the littlest things you could do, even if it's I got home from work, and I get the momentum thing. A lot of times when we work outside of our homes, And especially if we're commuting, so we got this long drive, and we get home and it's dark. I grew up in the States. I grew up in New York. So New York, Cali, um, the first thing you want to do is when you take off your coat and your shoes, you don't even sometimes take off your clothes. You got to get up and get the dinner ready, especially if you have to pick up the kids too long. You got to find a day, even if it's a Saturday. You got to break the routine and allow for the universe to give you a better one. I feel like the universe, because I'm not fighting that I have to sit and I have to be still, because I'm not fighting it, not really. At first, kind of, but not really. I feel like I'm welcoming it, I'm enjoying it, I'm loving it, because I realize that there will be new routines because you're going to need it for the new time. You're going to need it for the new world. Don't get scared if it seems like, oh my God, I don't feel well. Oh my God, this happened. And I was just on this great routine. That routine is not yours anymore. There's a better one for you. And it's going to put you and keep you in harmony with all. It's like the place I want to be is the place that most is being, in some ways, attacked. But because of that attacking, there's a resurrection. I think that to see the First Nation people unifying is a powerful thing. And it just reminds me that there's work to still be done on this earth. And that in all your getting, wanting, desiring, don't forget the earth. Thank you for the love. Don't forget to balance the earth. You know, y'all, I could really see now why I've been pulled out of certain things. I mean, you all can, somebody, every one of us can go back to a time where we thought at that time we didn't want to leave that thing or that person, that place. And now we can look back and be like, oh my God, I see why the Most High took me out of that. There's like these two existences. And I'm just, there's so many more, but this is what I'm feeling. There's the existence of, I need money, I need reward, I need jobs, or I need money. I need material things. I need these things that are outside of me that's going to make me happy. And so it's this perpetual struggle. And I get to see a lot of that in Ghana, particularly at the place that I used to work a lot, very mouth, hand to mouth energy. It's real. I won't say it's grimy, but it's deep, And then I see this other world that understands that I need peace and harmony and love. I need goodness. I need water. I need clean water, clean air. I need trees and nature and food that I grow. It's these two worlds. And my old life in the 9 years, because it was 9 years, I got to see that hand to mouth side. I got to see that making money or having possessions at all costs. And I can't even see it anymore. It's so downtrodden and it's so low vibrational for me. It may not be for the people that's needing that. I can't do it. And I can see why I'm being pulled out, because the energy of the people may be that. And that's the same thing though on higher levels. It happens in the red, white, and blue. I mean, what is all of that really about that they're doing? It's about money at the highest levels, about billionaires, and so it's that same concept. And then there's us that remember the land, production of the land, the beauty of the land, the healing of the land. And I feel like I'm that person now. And not even I'm just going to go to the votes and forget the whole thing. Oh, I did that already. It's deeper than that. It's almost like they come together. I have to be a voice I have to understand the land. I have to get with the people that love the land and understand the land and the value, the ritual, and also to unite those that forgot who they are. And even though I feel like I'm moving into a struggle that seemingly is not mine, and it's not that of my people, it is of mine and that of the people that can teach us how to live in harmony with the land. Because so many of us have forgotten, even in Africa. Some are really about it, but it's not as prevalent as I think it is, but maybe I'll start meeting more people that it is. I'm just heading in a different direction, y'all. And I just wanted to share that. I thank you for being here. Hey, Roslyn. Grand Rising, beautiful. Happy New Year to you and yours. Always give thanks, yes, to you and yours as well. Happy New Year. Happy New You. Happy New Time. So, let's continue to go within. So, I've been really doing this quiet thing, and we haven't gotten a chance to do our quiet thing, so I wanted to take a few minutes to do the quiet thing. I was thinking about like one way to be in harmony with nature is like not fighting it, not going against it, but going with it. And just wearing this linen outfit is one of those ways. It's the way like linen handles the heat. It's very beautiful, very magical even, very spiritual. You're not as hot. The wind blows through you. You don't hold the sweat. You sweat, but you don't hold it. It's like, I don't know, nature knows. And so it makes me more conscious. When I was out there and I had that heat exhaustion, I was going against nature. I was not drinking when thirsty, not sleeping when tired, and not eating when hungry. I was wearing jeans. That goes against the Zen, that goes against the way the world is, that goes against what I was experiencing. So I held in the heat even more. I was on a street that had no trees, which goes against the idea of the sun and the beating down of it. So it's like we have to learn again to feel. I think to learn to be natural again doesn't have to be written in a book, although there are some so people forgot, but we have to be still so we can get in touch with ourself that knows. So we're going to do a little stillness, and we're going to listen to the knowing voice that's within us, and any messages that we receive, it'll be for us, and we'll be blessed. Oh, thank you. How to spell Mark. I'm sorry. Hey, Mark says, liked, commented, and sending nothing but love to the stream. From one live creator to another. Keep shining. I'm live myself right now. Blessings to everyone here, and blessings to you. And thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing. I feel your love. I feel your light. And I really receive it. And I really mean that too. No more love and light without meaning it, right? No more saying it without being it. How about that one? All right, thank you. I appreciate it. So let's go within. So I was telling you that my meditations now have been, it can change and it probably will, is that instead of trying to quiet my thoughts, why don't I just observe what is naturally around me? That's a very natural sound, right? The cock, the crow, the fowl, as they say here. I heard a child in the background. What a beautiful sound. Even in the midst of the treeless places, there's some trees back here, actually. There's still that. Even in the asphalt, there still exists that. And those are the things that actually calibrate our bodies into oneness with everything. I feel like when a crow crows or the cock sounds off, it's just to say, come back to the present, come back to the now. Stop what you're doing. Stop those negative thoughts, those negative ideas, or negative vibration. So we're going to observe the sounds of nature, even the wind blowing, even the fan going. There's something in that. And the trees, there are trees in the back. There's families in the back that got, the compound, they got their trees on it. And maybe you can hear it too. So we're not trying to stop our minds. We're being more aware of what is around us. We're tuning into our natural clock. So let's do it for a few minutes. I could stay in this position with y'all forever, and please, I didn't mean to disturb, but I want to say that if you could be Zen, it's easy to be Zen on the mountaintop, but to be Zen in the middle of the city. What I notice is we're so powerful in that quietness that your energy is affecting the energy around you. And for that moment, I felt like as I quiet down, tuned into the sounds, it's like the sounds also calmed down and tuned into me and our vibration. And that's the power of meditation in all of its forms. It's natural to be quiet. And even when we say, oh, I want to be in nature and just be quiet, listen to the quietness, but the quietness has sound. I know when I'm in a Volta, there's always the chickens, the crows, the roosters, the crows, the birds, the sheep, the goats. So sounds can be silent too. It's just the natural sounds are more, it's like it's tuning up organs in your body. It's like that piano they call the organ. Every organ has vibration, and every organ reacts to vibration too. And the animals are the tuning forks for our organs. So although it's sound rather than noise, which is a big difference, because as noise is different, it actually tunes us out from our bodies. The construction sometimes, and we're going to transmit even those sounds and make those music to our ears and our bodies. It's a powerful time, y'all. It's a powerful time, and we welcome it. I love y'all. Thank you for allowing me to do. This is the second video I did today because I felt like I wasn't obeying that one of y'all hungry you eat, because I was hungry in the last video and I was a little off, and the message wasn't wanting to be dispersed at that time, and I kind of forced it. So I wanted to give you another video. All right, I'll see you in the next one. I love you with all my heart. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And okay, I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.